Good morning. It's September 17, 2024. We're critiquing the news, and the story on your screen titled Green Tourism Splash is from the Cairns Post. Now, it's quite a good story in terms of the content being about a reef tourism operator who runs snorkel trips, who's doing what he can to protect the environment, and that's nice. However, the Great Barrier Reef is the best kept and most pristine tropical reef system anywhere in the world, partly because of its huge size and sparse visitation and long distance from predatory Asian fishing fleets, but also because of its incredible natural resilience, which we never seem to be told much about. Nonetheless, the academic community, whose existence relies on people believing it's at death's door so they can squeeze taxpayers' money out of gullible politicians to fund themselves, continue to churn out blatantly false and alarmist media releases to perpetuate their myths. The media, including the daily newspapers in regional cities like Cairns that are heavily dependent on tourism, dutifully publish the baseless disinformation from the academics because the academics are experts who work in universities, so they're believed to be incapable of lying for money. Additionally, journalists are no longer under any obligation to sort fact from fiction and are instead expected to churn through endless media releases, edit them slightly if necessary, add their bylines as if they contributed to them in some meaningful way, and send them off to the sub-editor to be added to the next edition. And that's why we see reef tourism operators make remarks such as, quote, from the story, a lot of people come here and are quite negative about the reef. They're ringing us beforehand and saying, I've booked a trip for 3 months' time. Is it worth me even bothering because there's not going to be anything left? Or should I come earlier? We say to them, have a look at our socials and see for yourself what sort of shape the reef is in. Now, if we go across to some a stockist of images, such as istockphoto.com, we can see there's quite a range of fairly, impressive looking views of the reef. However, that's not what you see when you go out there, and that you never have. That these images are all put through filters, and the original images are taken with incredible artificial lights, and this is a fiction designed to get people to visit the reef. Purple sharks. I mean, there's countless such videos that are heavily edited. Now, reality, as we can see if we have a look at this particular snorkeling company's own video, is it's something completely different. This is what you see, and this is actually a thriving marine ecosystem. And that's one of the marine biologists who tells you in this video that that the reef's not in danger, and they take their punters out there and they see the natural environment, and that is what it looks like. And as you can see, it's vastly different to what we're seeing in the stock images. But anyway, getting back to the Cairns Post story, the biggest disgrace in this ongoing attack on our most sustainable reef industry has to be the peak tourism organisations such as Tourism Tropical North Queensland, who know that the academic alarmist industrial complex is lying for a living, and the media is repeating this disinformation for money, but they nonetheless stand back silently and fail completely to correct that dangerous and damaging disinformation. It's got me stuffed why individual tourism businesses continue to pay subscriptions to them. So the company at the centre of this story here, ABC Snorkel Charters, have bought a dry docking system so their new catamarans' hulls don't need anti-fouling, and that's a good idea because they don't have to worry about the toxic substances that prevent barnacles and other sorts of marine growth attaching to their boat leaching out into the reef. But have they thought about the oxybenzone in the sunscreen that their customers are going to be wearing? Oxybenzone, in the presence of sunlight, transforms into a phototoxin in corals. It's a glycosylation process where oxybenzone reacts with glucose molecules to form reactive oxygen species, triggering a chain reaction that causes cellular damage. The reef academics and media employees who slather themselves in oxybenzone sunscreens before visiting the reef don't seem to want to talk about the toxic effects of oxybenzone on corals, which makes you wonder about their motives.